Rolling. You'll never know how many intros we've recorded, but it doesn't matter. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me and Sweet Tea. And today on the Catch the Sky podcast, we have our special guest, James of Crispy Cards and Collectibles.
I appreciate you for having me.
He's here to talk to us about all things sports cards and collectibles. For me, it was a beautiful time. It was the 90s. I would wander malls aimlessly with sugar in my mouth and a pocket full of money where I would then approach men who look like my baseball coach, mustaches, lots of Vans, and they would sell me pictures of other men in tights, using phallic objects, sometimes posing half naked. They were sports cards. And this was seen as normal because I was going to use this to retire early. Now, after today's episode, you might think twice about throwing away that collection of cards sitting in your garage, collecting dust in your attic. James is going to come in and talk to us about how to assess value, how to sell high, buy low, tricks of the trade, all that good stuff that you've come to appreciate here on the Catch the Sky podcast.
I'm excited about it. I appreciate you guys having me back.
As always, you can interact with us on social media. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. On Twitter, we're CTS Terry, CTS Saif. Sweet Tea, thank you for being here. Appreciate you, man.
Anytime, bro.
And James, tell us your origin story.
Well, I think we talked about this last time I was on. My grandfather on my mother's side was really into the hobby. He was a co-owner of a sports card and collectibles store in Ohio. So I was kind of introduced to the hobby early. As you grow up, you get out of it. You know, I collected stuff, they call it the junk wax era, late 80s, early 90s. Got out of it. And then between me and you, don't tell nobody else though, I got involved with a woman who got me tied up in some drama and some problems, but thankfully, things worked out for me, and I'm thankful for that. But during that time, when I was sad, dealing with problems I was dealing with, I pulled out my cards, and from when I was a kid, when I collected back then, and it actually kind of helped me through it. And then I started checking prices and stuff, and then it just kind of grew from there. I started my whole business with $600. People don't know that. And that's not including things that I inherited from my grandfather or stuff I already had.
And you used that $600, and what was your first purchase?
What did I buy? I bought a Jim Brown. I bought a Jim Brown card.
Ooh.
Because I thought it was a 1961 Topps. I knew, I was a baby still, I'll say, in the hobby early.
Saif's a Browns fan.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know if he is. I know you are. I'm a Steelers fan. We bleed black and gold over here. But anywho, I bought a Jim Brown card because I didn't even want to sell it. I just wanted it to have it. I wanted to own a Jim Brown card. And I took a picture of it, and I shared it on my Facebook page. And someone was like, "Yo, that card's dope. I'll give you $600 for it." Or excuse me, I paid $600 for it. He was like, "I'll give you $750 for it." And I'm like, "It's $150." I was like, "All right, done." Cool.
Nice.
So I went back and I bought the same damn Jim Brown card, but I had a grade 8. I bought a 9 this time. So I spent like an extra $100 and posted a picture of it. Same dude. Hey man, what you want for that? Well, I know I paid $800 for it. And I was like, man, I don't know. I need $1,400. He's like $1,250. I'm like, done. You feel me? So I was like, this is nuts. I'm like, this is not real life. Like, no way. So my local card shop, true story. I went in there because I needed some top loaders and stuff, like for my old cards that I had that I was pulling out of books. You know, when you're a kid, you have books.
This wouldn't happen to be Kinnam's, would it?
Yeah, it was Kinnam's.
Ooh.
Yeah. Mike?
Small business of the week.
Yeah, Kinnam's Sports
Yeah.
Cards.
What is it? Kenham Sports. Where's that? Erie?
That's in Erie, Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's I wish I knew the street. What is it? Peach and Maple.
Mm-hmm.
Peach and Maple. Yeah, go check them out. Yeah,
Right
check
next to
them
Dairy
I know
Queen.
Maple.
Yeah. And if you do, tell them that James sent you so I can get my 15% discount. No, I'm joking. No, I don't have nothing. I'm saying, yeah, we promote, but I'm saying I don't have nothing set up with them. I'm going to do it though. As soon as we're done here, I'm going to call them up. Tell them I'm promoting you on the podcast. This guy.
This is how it
But
starts,
yeah, so
Saif.
I went to Kinnam's and he had a ton of cards and he had like a dollar card book. This is a true story now, by the way. Dollar card book, football cards for $1. He had some heat in there, bro. I'm like, some like just like rookie cards, all today, couple throwback, and he had a bunch of books of them. And I had seen he had this basketball one, and it had all Jordans in it. And, excuse me, I'm sorry.
This can all be edited.
Okay, thank you. It had all Jordans in it, and I wanted to buy it, but at the time I didn't have the money. I did have the money. I just didn't want to pull the trigger. I didn't want to make the investment because I didn't know what I was going to do with it. So I went home and I thought about it. And then finally, a few days later, when I decided to pull the trigger, it was gone. Someone had bought it already. So I was like, fuck. So I ended up buying these football cards. I was like, what you want for these football cards? He's like, oh, well, they're $1 a piece. I'm like, no, all of them. He's like, oh, I'd have to get like $750. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I'll give you $600. He was like, done, cool. So I bought all these cards for $600, all these football cards. I saw that people were doing online on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, they were doing live auctions, selling cards. Now, I ain't going to give you the whole recipe real quick now, okay? I'm going to tell you how to do it, but I ain't going to give you everything. Because I am putting together a course, and I am going to charge people money to show them how I do everything how I do, because I've been documenting all of this from the very beginning. I have video, I have audio, I have everything. I've been documenting this from the time that I spent that $600. I was documenting it from the beginning, just in case what happened would happen. It happened, so now we're here. So I figured I'd turn it into a course because people want to know, how can I make money selling sports cards? Well, I'm going to tell you how. Anywho, I saw they were doing these auctions and stuff. I was like, man, I can do that. I just got to put a little personality behind it. So I put up all these cards, man, in these auctions. I started, like the first night I did it, I think I made like $130. That was the world to me. It meant the world. I was like, wow, I made $130 selling cards. The next night I made $300. The night after that, I made $200. Night after that, I made $150. So I'm like, wait a minute, I made all my money back and I got a couple extra ducats in my buckets. So I just...
Red Lobster money.
Yeah. But so I just invested into a couple higher dollar things, graded cards. I started educating myself more, and then it just took off from there, man. And now we're here.
James, that's awesome. I'm getting excited because I also collected cards as a kid.
Yes.
I collected in the 80s, in the 90s. I have a box that I started sifting through in anticipation of our conversation tonight. Now, I've always thought that collecting cards I think 99% of cards are worthless is what I've heard, and yet only there's 1%. So what should I be buying? Where do you buy cards other than Kenham's otherwise?
Yeah. Well, let's back up a second. I don't really like to say that all cards are junk, right? I grew up, okay, I'm 39. I was born in 81. I grew up
You're a millennial.
I am on the cusp. I'm the cusp of that.
Why am I always the youngest one in the room by far? I'm 30. Uh-huh.
You're the youngest?
Mm-hmm.
I like my sweet tea young anyway.
Well, you look good, buddy. He was asking me where I
Never a
got the
dull
name
moment on that.
But
on the way over.
wait a minute. So I don't tell anybody what to collect and what not to collect. I don't tell anybody, hey, your cards from the 80s, the late 80s and early 90s are junk. Because as we can see now, they're all starting to go up in price, as I had said from before. Now, but to take the spotlight off of me and to put it back onto the hobby,
Nice.
it's incredible to watch, when everyone thought their junk crap wasn't going to be worth anything, and now it is. And the money now is in grading a card. A lot of people don't even know what grading is. It's when you send your card to a reputable business such as PSA or Beckett or BGS or SGC or even GMA, who I love, by the way.
It's a whole lot of acronyms.
Yeah, a lot. It took me a long time. I mean, I rehearsed this beforehand, so I had to, I'm joking. I didn't rehearse it. But, no, I've been doing it. But yeah, so, you send your card off and they basically grade your card, the surface of it, the corners, the edges, the centering, and they determine a score, 1 being absolutely terrible and 10 being the best. BGS or Beckett, they'll give you a gold label or black label, a pristine, which is just like an immaculate card. PSA is a big company. But yeah, you get your card graded, and then it triple or quadruples the value of the card, which is incredible in itself if you think about it, actually. But
Can I grade it on my own, or do I have to send it to
you can't grade it on your
GBSA?
own. Yeah, unfortunately. No, unfortunately you have to. Yeah, I wish if I could grade it on my own, I'd have all 10s. I'd have all 10s. Every card I own, it was ripped and I taped it back together, but it's a 10.
Mm-hmm.
But
I grade myself
you have to send it,
after each sexual performance very similarly. All 10s. They're all 10s.
Yeah, I thought the PTSA would have graded all my cards 10.
The who?
The PTSA?
Or PSA? PTSA.
PTSD. I don't. There's too many acronyms, James. I'm just going to shout out.
There is a lot of acronyms, I know, and there's so many. It's the hobby is hot right now, though. I mean, it really is. And
to follow up, though, they're giving Saif's Tampa Bay sex performance a 3 if we're grading it.
I'm thankful for the 3. I'm surprised I was still walking. So I have to. I know a lot of people have cards just either they're just in the attic somewhere, in a closet somewhere, collecting dust currently.
This isn't just sports cards, right? I'm seeing people. I'm looking
not
at a
just
box
sports
of Dragon Ball Z cards. I didn't even know they fucking made these things.
Yeah, listen, it's not just sports cards. It's Pokemon. It's Dragon Ball Z. What's the other one? Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh was big. I remember.
Playboy. Listen, all cards. Wrestling. WWE wrestling. Yo, listen to this.
It's electric in St. Louis.
I'm telling. Listen, wrestling cards. I did an experiment because I wanted to see if this was going to work. And so I found my son's really into wrestling. He's 10, by the way. Shouts out to my son, Makai. What's up, bud? And my daughter.
What up, Makai?
Yeah. And my daughter, Liana. Hey.
Hey, Leona.
So he's really he was really into wrestling because of me, because I got him into it because I was watching all that old school Ultimate Warrior, the late 80s, early 90s, Hulk Hogan's, Ravishing Rick Rude.
He went to Ultimate Warriors from Arizona, by the way. He actually went to ASU.
He's my favorite wrestler.
Did not graduate.
He didn't need to, apparently.
Yeah, all he needed was roids.
Whatever he needed. He got it done. He made a name for himself somehow.
Mm-hmm. I'm just glad he beat Hogan. I was always sick and tired of Hogan winning at WrestleMania.
I'm happy they gave it to him.
When the Warrior beat him.
I'm happy about that. WrestleMania 6. My son,
That's right.
my son though is really into wrestling, and I wanted to do something special for him for Christmas. So I got on eBay to find an autographed card of one of his favorite wrestlers, and his name's Sin Cara, and he's one of the masked, those Mexican wrestlers. I forget what
He's from Nacho Libre.
Yeah, he's
Luchadors.
Yeah, and then another one called Kalisto, and then you guys heard of Rey Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking right. So I was looking for these
Savages.
cards, and I found a Sin Cara autograph card, and it was numbered out of like 199. I bought it for like $20. And to do something special for him is I got it and I sent it off to a grading company to get it graded for him. You know, and it came back. I think it came back like an 8.5, near mint 8.5, which he was ecstatic about. However, I'd be pissed because I wanted a 10. you know what I'm saying? I'd be pissed, but he was ecstatic about it. But I shared a picture of it. This is back in early January. I shared a picture, and I just had a ton of people that were like, "Yo, what do you want for that? What do you want for that?" So I did an experiment, and I bought a couple wrestling autograph cards. I bought like the Junkyard Dog autograph
JYD.
for like $20. I bought Hacksaw Jim Duggan. However you pronounce. Oh, yep. I got who else? I got IRS, Erwin R. Shyster. I got who else?
Nobody like that guy.
I got one of my favorite. I got the $1 Million Man, because the $1 Million Man was dropping knowledge. $1 Million Man, he would
Ted
tell you
DiBiase,
everybody's
for sure.
got a price. He wasn't lying. They do.
Should we have been offended by Slick? This is his like black servant.
Oh, that wasn't his. No, his name was Virgil.
Slick was the pimp. That's right. Okay.
No, I like Virgil.
You know what?
I
have all these cards. I was collecting cards, and I collected wrestling cards. I have all these characters. Everybody you just named, I have a card.
Okay,
of
so
theirs.
listen. But I found.
You're telling me this stuff's valuable?
Yeah, but what I did is I found their autograph cards, but I found them for dirt cheap on eBay. Okay, like $20, $30. And what I did is I threw them in slabs. Excuse me. I got either a near mint 8.5 or above, and I sold them each for $100 to $150 to people who collect wrestling and just memorabilia. There's a particular guy, I'm not going to say his name, who is really big in wrestling collection. He collects a lot of wrestling stuff. And I got an order back from a company that I grade with called GMA. I got an order back of like 30 wrestling cards, all autographed. And I hit him up and I was like, "Hey man, I got all these cards you want them?" He goes, "Yeah, I want them all." "You want to buy them all?"
Wow.
"Well, yeah, I want to buy them all." "All right, well, how much you want for it?" I was like, "Dude, I need like 4. Done. Not 400. I'm talking about 4 bands. And when I say bands, I'm not talking about drums and trumpets. I'm talking about 1,000. So that's what he paid me. Now, let's back up. I paid $6 to grade the card. Okay, through GMA. If you send over 100 cards, it's only $6 to grade. It's 8 under. 30 cards times 6. And then what I paid for the card, 25 a card, 30 cards, 4 G's. Do the profits. I'm not a mathematician. I don't have a calculator in front of me, but it's a shit ton of money. It's a shit ton of money I made.
930. I think you're at 930.
Yeah, I'm at 930 profit.
Well, no, 930 is what you spent.
Okay.
So you would have made, 370.
There you go.
30.
How much did you
37.
spend at GMA?
$6. Well, I sent a bunch of other cards.
That's it.
It was $6 a card. Yeah, it's only $6 a card right now. If you send over 100 cards, yeah. But they love me over there because I send way more than 100 because it's an investment for me. It's an investment. I'm not thinking, oh, I'm spent 100 cards. That's $600. I just sent 1,000.
Do these people then value? Do they determine if the autograph is also real, and do they like give you a certificate with each card?
Correct. Now, you have 2 types of autographs. You have an on-card autograph, which is guaranteed by Panini or the maker of the card. They guarantee you 100% that it's an authentic autograph. So they don't need to authenticate that autograph because it's an on-card. It's offered from the company, meaning when you rip open a box of cards and you get an autograph card, you can trust your ass that it's going to be authentic. Okay. Now, if I take a card to the game, I go to a game and I get Fernando Tatis to sign his rookie card and I send it off, it's going to cost me a little extra, but they will authenticate that autograph and they'll grade it too. Some companies will grade the autograph. So they'll give
they know.
So they'll give you a grade on the autograph, and then they'll give you a grade on the card. So the autograph could be a 9 autograph, but maybe there's a smudge or something like that. But the grade of the card could still be a gem 10. Get what I'm saying?
Sure. I have a Mario Lemieux rookie card signed.
Fuck you.
And I sent it to him. You could send him cards, and then he would send it back, but you had to do a stamped envelope inside.
Wait, hang on.
And then send a little letter there. I'm your biggest fan in Arizona.
Are you stealing my story?
And bam. This is my story because I have the card right here. I'll post it on our website.
Well, mine's in the fucking kitchen. Don't get me started. I sent a bunch of shit to him. How did you fucking pull this off? How have we never talked about this? How is this the first time we ever fucking talked about this? I did the same fucking thing.
We've had lots of conversations over 40 episodes worth.
But we never discussed this. What the fuck? I did the same thing when I was probably...
Most of the time, T, we're on lewds. So it doesn't even...
This was probably like 97... No, later
say,
than that. It was like 2001. When did you send yours off?
This was in the 90s. I was doing all this in the 90s.
What the fuck is going on? We should
I
send
would
them
spend
more
my
stuff.
entire summer in Arizona. You just swim and wait for the mailman. That was
Everybody
what you
swims
did.
in Arizona. Everywhere you go, there's a pool. I loved it.
Trust
Every
me.
apartment complex I lived in when I lived in Arizona had a pool.
I'm familiar. The woman from Moab. Oof. She looked nice by
had
a
a pool.
pool.
Some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen were in Arizona, bro. That's real. That's a true story. I'm dead ass.
Don't turn this into a Love Files Part 4, bro, because you're this close. You're this fucking close. You're this fucking close.
Did she have cards? Did she have cards in her house?
I don't know. I wasn't checking out her
I
cards.
know they weren't in the refrigerator. I'll tell you that.
I know. Fuck you.
So, James, I've been waiting my whole life to sell my cards for what I believe to be a profit, but I can't even begin to think how much money my parents pumped into this hobby, because I've been doing this since 1985, 86, and I think I cut myself off finally. But it was all in the premise that this was an investment, that I was going to make money. And when I didn't make money, all I ended up doing was consuming more and more, but I consumed all the... You were using slang words. I'm learning so much tonight. Slabs. I don't even know what a slab is, but I have those hard plastic covers, and then like some soft plastic in sheets of 9 where I can put 9 cards. Mm-hmm. And I would normally give this stuff out at Halloween or comic books to try to encourage kids to read or get them excited about sports cards, because I always thought these cards were worthless.
Big money in comic books too.
But now I feel like I'm chucking gold based on what. How do I know?
You are chucking gold.
Is that what I'm just literally throwing money away?
You're throwing
so how
money.
do I, if I want to sell this stuff, it seems like I put a lot of work in. I want to be simple about it. I don't want to grade stuff.
Well,
I just want to offload it and make a quick $4 grand.
Okay, now, hold on. So let's remember that we grew up in the junk wax, the junk era, right? And earlier we were talking about how the prices of these cards are just now starting to go up. So for us who actually still have that stuff, we're like, yes. For the people who don't have it and they got rid of it because they thought it was going to be junk for the rest of their life and threw it away, they're not so happy.
Right.
There's so many ways.
People.
There's so many ways to go about this. Now, luckily, your parents didn't spend a shit ton of money on this stuff because it was dirt cheap back then. Now, compared to what prices were in the 80s and the 90s, compared to today, obviously we have inflation, so things go up. But compared to prices today, it's nowhere near. Listen, it's nowhere near what the prices are today. You could go to Walmart right now and buy a box of 2020 NFL Prism. It's called a mega box. It's the biggest box they make that you can get at Walmart, and it's at $44. Do you know what they resell
Better than
for?
a mega desk?
Yeah, you know what they resell for? Well, they were reselling for about $175. So if you can somehow figure out a way to get to Walmart, and when they put 10 of them out and you buy all 10 and you spend $44, so you spend $440 plus taxes, but $500, and you sell each at $175, that's $1,750. those people are called flippers, by the way. That's a real thing.
Mm.
People will wait at Walmart. They'll buy all the sports cards up, all of them. NBA hoops, 2019, 2020 NBA hoops. You can get a box of cards for $52. The biggest one they make, again, a mega. Yeah, resell it $250, $275. Listen, this time next year we'll do another show. It'll be $500 for that box of cards. How do you sell your cards? First off, how much money are you trying to make? How much time are you trying to invest into it?
You're right. Like I'm trying to figure out the amount of money I put in.
The question we have to ask ourselves is, how much time do we have? Well, fortunately enough for me, all I have is time. Time is my most important asset I have in my life. So I'm very strategic on what I choose to spend my time on or with.
I feel a proposition coming on.
That's later on. That's later on. That's later on. That's later on. Hold on. Let me get to it. Sweet tea.
Because I'd like right now, where we are, we're in February when we're recording this. Tampa Bay just won the Super Bowl. Vincent Jackson, the wide receiver for the Buccaneers, a number of years ago, died.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Would a Vincent Jackson card be worth money? Would Tom Brady be worth money? Would Gronkowski, like a Bruce Arians card, for Christ's sakes? I don't know. Todd Bowles.
Yeah. I mean, yes, Tom Brady, absolutely, 100%. Gronkowski, a couple days ago, his card was the number one trending card, his rookie. Vincent Jackson, I'm not sure. I have to look into that. I know he did pass away. God rest his soul. I'm sorry to hear that. That saddened me.
Right.
Tom is through the roof. Tom Brady is just.
Speaking of fantasy,
Who was speaking of fantasy?
How does
Me. Besides at this moment
T's
now.
fantasy
Me.
about Tom Brady.
me, because I told Saif I don't want to talk about fantasy ever again after this fucking season. But you know what? Speaking of
You
fantasy,
said more than that.
you remember who my tight end was this year? And you guys all laughed when I drafted him?
I never laughed.
Gronk. They laughed at me.
I was
drafted
sitting here
him in
with
like
you
the
when you
sixth
picked him.
round.
I was sitting here with you when you picked him. And after you picked him, I looked at you and I said, nice pick. I was going to get him next.
Yeah.
Didn't
he was
happen.
fucking. He was up and down during the regular season, though.
That's me. I'm a degenerate. Sorry.
It's all right. Everybody's welcome on the Catch the Sky podcast.
So, your cards. I personally, what I would do with all those cards that you have, I don't know what you have personally. What I personally would do, this is what I'm doing with all my old cards. I'm sending them off to get graded because I want to maximize that investment my mom or my dad or my aunt or my grandma or whoever gave me the cards made, or me, even me, with my paper route when I was a kid or whatever. Yeah, you want to maximize that investment. How much time we got? Well, all we have is time. That's all I got. So since we're here, it doesn't really take that long. It's just how much elbow grease do we want to put behind it? How much money do we really want to make? I could sell it all now. We could sell it all right now for, let's say the card's worth $45 raw. You're going to get $45 raw. However, what if that $45 card, we'll say 100. We'll say 100 raw. Let's say that $100 card, that's raw. Raw means ungraded, by the way.
I was thinking something entirely different.
Yeah, I bet you were. I have no idea what that would be.
It's comparable.
It is
'cause
comparable.
If you
It
go
is.
raw, you're going without
Yeah, you have
plastic
no protection. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, raw. You're raw. Yeah, that's true. But this card that's $100 that's raw, if it's, we'll say if it's a PSA 10, you might get $2,500 for it. So if you got a little bit of time to invest to wait to get it back, you might be sitting on something there, But
And the ones, that use protection are worth it, right? Because the ones that don't have any protection and are raw, there's a reason they're cheap. There's a reason they're cheap.
that's right. Yeah, you got to protect your cards right away. Thank you. I appreciate you bringing that up. Yeah, if you rip open some packs, yeah, you want to make sure you protect it. You don't want to be rough on it. You want to put it in the They call them penny sleeves. Penny sleeves. You know, they call them penny sleeves, and then you put it in a top loader, or if you have a higher dollar card, some people like those. I can't think of that. No, I'm talking about. No, don't use screw. Don't use no screw. They will listen. People in the hobby, listen. But to the listeners, do not. If you have cards in a screw case, take them out immediately. You will get crucified in this hobby because it squeezes. It like pushes the card. Ooh, yeah, you don't want to do that. Yeah, you'll take a 10 to a 7. Yeah, get those out of there. Like,
I'm pretty sure my card has been in the screw case for possibly 30 years.
I have a story that I don't know if we have time for me to share on the most cherished card I've ever owned, and it's a screw case story. It's a long story. We might have to do maybe later if we have time. I'll tell you. Yeah, because I collect Barry Sanders. I always tell people I don't really collect much. I don't really have that big of a collection. I collected Barry Sanders cards when I was a kid because I absolutely loved him. Kobe a little bit, Jordan a little bit, but Barry Sanders was my guy. I probably have 700, 800, 900 Barry Sanders cards, but I made it a point.
I love that Pro Set rookie card from. That's my favorite Barry Sanders, the Pro Set rookie card.
The one where he's in his college uniform?
His Oklahoma uniform, yes.
Yeah, PSA 10's about $1,200. Something like that.
I actually stole that card from my cousin.
Actually, hold on. Let me look that up. Make sure. Let me look that up because I think it's close to that.
But he doesn't listen to the podcast, so he'll never know. Shout out to my cousin in Seattle. You schmuck. I took your Barry Sanders card, and it's worth hundreds.
Is this the cousin that you were supposed to go visit last summer and then you bailed on?
Excuse me. I'm sorry. PSA 10 is worth $300 right now.
Nice.
That's not bad.
I'm making money.
That's not bad.
On this episode,
it's worth
of the
$300. So
podcast.
if you send it to PSA and you pay the, whether it's $20 or $50, and then send the card, you get it back, and that's what you're going to get. It might be worth more when you get it back.
We're going to take the money that we're going to make by selling our cards and we're going to invest in this podcast.
That's right. We're going to make T-shirts.
I'm excited because as I'm getting older, I want to retire. And I was searching for a way to pay my rent a couple of years ago. I had car payment, mortgage payment. I was like, what do I do? And my solution was to sell my cards and comic books. I was fortunate to have Drawn to Comics, which is a local business in Glendale, Arizona. And this gentleman looked through all my comic books and he made sure, he was like, do not sell these for anybody. The rest of these are probably not worth much. And his name is Ken. But I'm pretty sure he didn't rob me. But now talking to you, what if he did? He got a really good stack of comic books, but I would never know.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably not going to like the answer, but unfortunately, that's part of the game. It is. It's part of the game. I'll give you an example. I mean, right now, Jordan cards are hot right now. I sent to GMA back in September, October, I don't know, 250 Michael Jordan cards. Deadass. 250 Michael Jordan cards. Paid $4. At the time, it was only $4 a card to grade. Sold each for average, we'll say, $25 a card. You know what those cards are worth today now in February? Crap. I could have quadrupled. Yes. Quadrupled. Yeah. If I made $5,000, I could easily make 17 now. Let's just say. Because you don't know when it's going to go up. You have an idea. It's like a gamble. That's why people, the hobby, it's hot. People like to do like card breaks, box breaks. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. They do like they rip open cards, packs of cards and stuff, and it's almost like a form of gambling.
This is all live?
Yeah.
Oh, it's all live. Yeah, they do it live. Yeah, they do it in like Facebook groups and Instagram groups or Instagram pages and stuff like that. And they'll take boxes of cards and stuff, and people will pay for spots and purchase teams. Right? Like if I'm in a Prism football break and I get there's 32 teams, so there's 16 spots. You get 2 teams, right? I get the Steelers and the Buccaneers. So every player that's pulled out of that box, I get. If it's a Steeler or a Buccaneer, I get it. So what happens if they pull a Tom Brady autograph numbered out of 10? Whose card is it? It's mine. Well, if I paid $90 to be in this break, I think I won, because that Tom Brady autograph card's worth what? $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. You don't know. I know the guy who ripped the box open's pissed. I should have ripped that fucking box open.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't do that stuff, because I'd be angry. I'd rather just rip the box myself. That way I don't have seller's remorse. But not to get off track, I think the hobby's getting very aggressive because people see that there's money to be made. I personally know that there's enough money to go around for everybody.
It's like the stock market.
Yeah, I think it's
Socialism.
better than the stock market, though, because with the stock market, you invest money and you wait. Rather, I could buy a card from you right now for $25. Wait, because that's what you want for it, right? You want $25 for that card, right? Mm-hmm. That's what he wants. So I could buy it from you for $25, hop in my car, go home, hop in my Facebook group of 2,000 people, do a live card auction, put that card up for $50, and someone go $50, and then the next person auction and go $55, and the next guy goes $70, the next guy goes $85. Well, am I wrong? I'm the bad guy because someone's paying $85 for a card that might only be worth $25? Well, how? I'm not the bad guy. I just make a card available. You're investing in a card that might go up in the future. Last show, I was talking about Kobe Bryant rookie cards. Look what they're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
They're going up.
Yeah.
He's not even in the Hall of Fame yet, and the documentary ain't even come out yet. So I think that with these 80s and these 90s cards, I think it's a wonderful thing that they're all going up. I think you should invest a couple dollars, though, into getting them graded to maximize your investment. That's what I would do personally. That's what I'm doing now, actually. I told you about Barry Sanders. I want to send every single Barry Sanders card to get graded. Not to sell them. I won't sell any Barry Sanders, just for my own personal collection. But I have other older cards that I sent off to get graded. A Sean Kemp rookie. It used to be people would laugh. It was a 20-cent card. The 1990 Fleer Sean Kemp. He's dunking. This guy, he's up in the air. He's about to dunk. Everyone, that's.
In that beautiful green Sonics jersey?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I think it's white. I think he's wearing the white jersey. I think it's an away jersey.
Ooh, I'm thinking of the Upper Deck card then.
Yeah, I think you are, yes. I'm talking about the 1990 Fleer. Anyways, but it's $400. PSA 10 is $400 now. I sent my cards to GMA. I got a GMA 10, and I sold mine for $350. I was okay with it. I sold it 2 days ago. I don't need the
pride of Elkhart, Indiana.
Yep.
Sean Kemp.
Yep.
The Rain Man.
That's
wow.
right. Yep. So those older cards are going up. The 1990 Michael Jordan Fleer, from that same series, a PSA 10 is going for almost $1,000 now. A PSA 9 is going for like $200. I had a couple PSA 9s a few months ago, and I sold them for $40 each. Well, back to earlier. It's part of the game.
Do you think someone could do this as a hobby, like part-time? Or you're a full-time, this is your business. This is your baby.
This is my business. This is my baby. So you could do this part-time. You can do it full-time. You can do it however you want. Really, the question is how much money are you trying to make? But once you figure that out, how much time or work are you willing to put behind it? Only 1% to 3% of people actually follow through and do what they say they want to do, whatever goal. 2 years ago, I had nothing, and obviously, thank God I'm here now. It worked out for me, but it's the truth. That kind of shit happens, man. And I had nothing.
Saif's familiar with extortion.
I had nothing, though. No, but that's part of my story, so I don't hide it. What am I going to hide? What, I'm ashamed?
People love true crime, especially girls. Oh, do they love it?
They eat it up. They eat it up.
But no,
I'm
but
happy.
my point is you could do it full time. You can do it part time. It changed my life. It did.
Or we can just go to you.
Or
I can give you.
Or you can just come to me. Yeah, we take consignments. I do consignments. I do. We do consignments. Or, we'll do, like I said, I'm putting together a course, man. I want other people to be able to do this. Even if it's part-time.
You're on the internet. You have Facebook, right?
We're on Facebook. Yeah, we're Crispy Cards and Collectibles. We're on Instagram. Same. We're going to have a TikToks. We're going to have the Chap Snaps. It's Snapchat. We're going to have the Chap
Snap
Snaps
face.
and the Talk Ticks.
We need more elves in order to execute all this on our front.
So many elves.
Do you invest in anything else besides sports cards?
I do.
Sports memorabilia?
I do. I invested a little bit into comic books, to be honest. I have a lot of comic books. I invested a little.
I feel like that's huge. I feel like comic books is huge too. There's Marvel, there's DC, and there's people are ready to fight over this.
Comic book. It's the same with sports cards. You're right. And
Dark
yes,
Horse.
It is big. I have a customer of mine that buys sports cards from me on a regular basis, and he runs a comic book business, and he makes more money than I do. I'm not saying I make a lot of money. I do well for myself, but he does phenomenal numbers selling comic books live.
Phenomenal.
Live. He sells them live.
What about VCRs? Do you think there's any value in VCRs?
To be honest with you, all the VCRs I have, I'm holding on to, bro. I'm holding on to them because I think
Like you would a record player.
I think same with a record player. If you have an old one, absolutely. I'm going to hold on to mine. Beta, if you got beta tape players, tape players.
God, imagine a beta.
Yeah, if you have an 8-track player, I'd hold on to that.
This motherfucker has like
I got to get
3
this
VCRs.
out because as part of the mom issues, we used to go to this book fair, the VNSA book fair, every year in February, and it was down at the Arizona Coliseum and the exhibition hall with nothing but books, and they had a beta tapes of the Phoenix Suns live broadcast from the 70s. And I was like, Mom, I have to have this. And she was like, we don't even have a beta player, so you don't need this. And James, it would have been less than $5. I assure you of that. And I
Should have made that perfect.
to this day, yes,
I think
we could have retired, Mom.
I think that stuff's going to be worth money. I do. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the future, but I do think that old stuff's going to be worth money. Just like those old cards that everyone thought wasn't going to be worth money. Look at what they're doing now.
But it sounds like you have to know your market, and you know the markets. You go out there, you figure out who's the best market for wrestling memorabilia.
I took the time to do it, though. Remember we were talking about time? Remember
Absolutely.
we were talking about 1 to 3% of people actually follow through? That's all. I'm in that bracket. I actually follow through because I never liked the idea of working for somebody else. I never liked the idea of
We can relate.
working for a person that I knew I was smarter than. Not that I'm smart, not that I'm smarter than everyone, but even at the, even working at, I'll bring this up because I used to work with Terry. Even working at the establishment, I won't say it on, but we worked as servers at a restaurant, and working with him, even at that place, there was management there, and I'm like, how is this person a manager, and how am I not over this person? So I just never really. So I always figured out a way. People say, well, you just got to figure out a way how to make money. No, I think it's deeper. I think it's you got to figure out a way how to create it rather than make it. So I figured out a way to create money by investing in sports cards and putting the time and elbow grease behind it to capitalize on my investment. And if someone's willing to do that, then they're going to see profits and they're going to be really happy, and they're going to continue to do it over and over and over and over and over again.
See, I want to do this with real estate.
I don't know much about real estate, so I couldn't advise you on that.
You buy houses.
I feel like the advice.
I mean, I'm familiar with
I feel like it's the same.
what it means,
Time.
and what it is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I want to just rent.
Because you want a residual income.
Yes. It's talking about, it's the creation of income like he's talking about.
Yeah, you're creating it.
Yeah,
rather than
obviously
making
there's going to be maintenance and stuff, but as long as you own it, it's just constant money. And then the more of them that you accrue, it's just constant money coming in.
That's the same with sports cards. Imagine if you had, honestly, let's go back even. I wish I would have done this, and I didn't. And I wish I would have. And we say we wish we could have, should have, would have. Well, that's why I'm telling people, invest in what you believe in now. I can't tell you who to invest in because who's going to be the next greatest. A guy could drop 40 points tonight, and his card goes up 100x. I don't know. I can't predict that. I can just tell you what I believe in and who I think are the guys, which we'll go over that later. I'll tell you a couple of guys who I'm investing in now that I think are going to pop. But we don't know that. It's a gamble, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I think current players are more risky. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that current players' cards are worth more than an established Hall of Fame player who won, championships. I think it's crazy that Zion Williamson rookie card was selling, a PSA 10 was selling for more than a Kobe Bryant PSA 10 rookie. If we go back 2 years, we could have bought a PSA 10 Kobe Bryant rookie for like $400 each. Honestly. I mean, people, that's a lot. I mean, it is a lot of money. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. You got $2,000. Okay, listen, I want you to hear this. $2,000. You buy 5 of them. You just hold on to them. Just put them away. Let them collect dust for a little. It's okay. They're great. It's a graded card. Fast forward today, 2 years later. What are they selling for? 10 G's each. 10 G's. Listen, a year ago, in February, we could have bought one for $750 to $1,000. I'd have spent $1,000. I didn't. I bought a couple, but I didn't buy as many as I should have. I should have bought 50. So, I mean, it sounds nuts, I know. Yeah. But it's an investment, though. I'm not thinking about the money I'm spending. I'm thinking about the money that's coming back.
So who's hot now? You said that you got some people that you might.
Well, some people might not.
What can we dig out of you here?
They might not consider. I'll tell you who's hot now, but the people that I say might not be considered hot now. Mm-hmm. That people might not agree with me. But who's hot now? Obviously, LeBron James.
We cannot hold you financially accountable for any of the advice that you give.
Correct. Thank you. Yes.
And if anybody's listening to us, what the fuck is wrong with you? I always ask, what is your problem?
How
You're already making bad life choices by
show?
listening to this podcast.
No, but I mean, I like to share with people. I want to see other people make money. I'm not greedy. I want to see other people be successful. That's why I'm so vocal about it. That's why I came on the show and I wanted to talk about this stuff because it's real. It changed my life. So why not share it? I mean, it really changed my life. I told you 2 years ago I didn't have nothing. You know what I mean? So just some sports cards. Hot now. Luka, Doncic, Mavericks, Dallas Mavericks basketball player. Bananas. Still, his cards are bananas. Kid's a baller too.
Blake Griffin's getting kicked off the Pistons, so should I invest in him while he's low? And then if he gets traded to the Lakers or something because AD's going to be out.
Blake Griffin is GameStop.
I mean, that's how people think. They do. You never know. They do think that way. I mean, people like to invest in the rookies. LaMelo Ball right now. LaMelo Ball, James Wiseman. These are the younger kids that came in. Not kids. Excuse me. They're men. The younger men that came in. The younger rookies that came in to the league. Huge. LaMelo Ball's rookie cards like $250 or like $200 raw. I mean, it's like crazy. The kid, he's probably going to win Rookie of the Year, LaMelo. So I'm investing in LaMelo. I like Danny. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. He's like a European player, white guy.
Oh, this was the guy you sent me the other night.
Yes, I like him. I really do. The kid's a baller. I cannot pronounce his last name. I should have brought a card of his that I have. I have a couple. Next time I'm bringing cards. I'm bringing cards with me next time. He's one guy that I'm investing in. I like a guy called Porzingis. He plays actually with Luka for the Mavericks. I think his cards are undervalued. I think the guy's a baller. He's a white guy too. I just have to, not that color matters. It doesn't. But the NBA, there's a lot of black guys, and you got to be a little specific with some of these players. Tyler Hero's another player that I absolutely love. The kid's a baller. He plays for the Miami Heat. There's so many. I guess we're just talking about basketball right now. LeBron James is hot. Kobe Bryant right now is hot. All these Michael Jordan cards are going up. 90s, late 80s, and early 90s basketball and football and baseball is just through the roof right now.
Hold on to your Charles Barkley cards, Saif.
They're going up. They're going up. It's all going up. There's a website you guys can go to. I don't work for the website. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I'll share it with you. It's 130point.com. It's the number 130, 130, the word point spelled out.com. And you can go there and you can check eBay sales. That answers another question, is where can you go and check what comps? Yeah, they call them comps. You go to that website and you can check sold items on eBay, not just sports cards, anything. So if you sell, anybody out there who's selling stuff and you want to compare prices, you can go to that website. And by the way, if this particular website is listening, feel free to reach out to me at Crispy Cards and Collectibles on Facebook. I put that little plug in.
Absolutely. The more people we can get working together.
Check prices. It'll give you a good idea on what your stuff's worth. You go to the search bar, you type in the year of your card, the brand, so let's just say 1999 Upper Deck, Michael Jordan, and then you find the card number 27, and then select search. If you had the same card and it was graded PSA 10, you would type in the same thing and just put PSA 10 behind it, or vice versa. And that's how you can search sold comps to now see what your cards are worth and see what they're selling raw, what they're selling graded, and it'll give you an idea of what your collection is worth moving forward.
That definitely sounds like real estate.
It could, yeah, it could be.
Mm-hmm. Very comparable. Just all depends on what you hold value in. And right now, sports cards are hot.
Not just sports cards. Yep, a lot of cards.
Lots of cards.
Lots of cards.
So do not stick it in your bicycle spokes is what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely do not do that anymore. I can't believe that they actually did that. Mickey Mantle rookies, yo. People used to put Mickey Mantle rookies. Wow. That's scary.
Anything else you want to hit on? We love having you here. This is great.
I really love Catch the Sky. I love both of you guys. I appreciate you having me on again. This is my second time. I'm going to bombard y'all as much as I possibly can. So anytime you want me on, I'm here. I am going to bring cards next time, though.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Thank you to both of you guys. I really appreciate you.
No, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I'll add a few things. I don't like selling cards on eBay, and I don't sell them on eBay.
Okay.
People ask me, well, how do you sell cards then? I use social media. I use the chat snaps and the talk ticks and the gram instas and the book faces. I just wanted to say them all backwards, by the way. But you know what I'm talking about. I use social media, YouTube, which I haven't even used YouTube yet. I'm just yelling out, social media platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I sell my cards at, man. And I've had so much success doing it that way. I haven't had to use eBay. eBay charges 15%. And then PayPal charges 3%. Shit, that's 18%.
Not only that, they charge you a listing fee, whether it sells or not.
Yeah, they charge you a listing fee, whether it sells or not. So how much is that? $2?
$5.
It's $5 to list. Okay, and then they charge you what? A monthly. That's too much money going out the dough. Nah, I can't do all that. I need more ducats in my buckets, not eBay's. That's we're talking about 20%. 20%? No way. Nah. So
But
selling.
it's trusted, right? You can rate your seller and buyer. Whereas people might have a trust issue, especially when you're dealing with thousands of dollars worth of merchandise.
Absolutely.
How do you overcome that?
Well, I mean, it's a wonderful thing that PayPal offers a thing called PayPal Goods and Services, to where you can pay people online, complete strangers. You can pay them through PayPal. You can pay them goods and services, and that goods and services protects your money. So if that good or service isn't 100% received, you get your money back. So I think that's great. That's a great thing that PayPal allows people to have that opportunity to get their money back, so they don't get scammed. It's really as simple as just all you got to have really to sell sports cards is a PayPal account, a computer or cell phone, social media, right?
My computer barely works.
A scale so you can weigh whatever your cards. You can weigh your cards. Have some bubble mailers, some tape, stuff like that, and you're off to the races. You're ready to go. Just people don't know how to go about doing it. That's why I'm going to show them how.
Can we use bubble mailers similarly for our T-shirts? Well, we probably wouldn't need bubble mailers.
You don't need a bubble mailer for a T-shirt, yeah.
But you know what I mean.
You can, yeah, but they have to be bigger though, because the T-shirts are too big.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But we only need these. These are the supplies that we need. We don't need a whole ton of stuff. Saif's asking about, how we're going to get all these shirts shipped out and everything. Just we have elves. We have elves that'll do it. It's no problem.
There's websites that you can use, like Pirate Ship is one. Pirate Ship allows you to mail through USPS, and it's actually cheaper than going there. Same with PayPal. You can go to paypal.com/ship-now and ship anything. You can print the label right from there.
Do pirates ship my packages? Like, is it an actual pirate?
I don't.
I just want to know if a pirate is going to show up.
I can assure you a pirate's not showing up. But if he did, if a pirate did indeed show up,
I'd pay extra.
You'd have to offer him a drink.
I'd have to pay extra. Absolutely.
You would have to offer him a drink.
Absolutely.
You would have to. But no, it's
all
Pirate
pirates
Ship,
are welcome here.
And yeah, ship, get it because you're shipping. But I like to go through PayPal. I mean, I use PayPal just because I'm receiving transactions through them. Mm-hmm. People pay me through PayPal. I pay people or pay through PayPal as well. So it makes sense for me to just use PayPal to ship. It's so easy though. I mean, they make it so easy. You can it takes 2 minutes and you print the label. Boom, print it, cut it, tape it, gone. You don't even have to leave your house. You can set it up for USPS to come pick it all up. You can sit at home in your underwear and run a business from home. You don't even have to leave. All you introverts, just stay home.
This is how we do it, Saif.
Be safe. COVID-19, stay home. Lock yourself home.
Saif is always safe.
I know Saif is always safe. Hence the reason his name's Saif. Wouldn't be prudent any other way.
I am so excited. I've learned so much tonight. I want to thank you for coming on and bringing back those memories that I have of me cracking open packages, eating that stick of gum, just that emotional attachment that I have to these cards. And now knowing that I can use that money towards other expenditures that might come up, including my mortgage.
Correct.
So I'm excited. I'm going to go unscrew my Brad Doherty rookie card.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Put it in a top loader.
That's right.
Take it to my PTSA and see what they have to say about it.
That's funny. Hey,
James,
I appreciate
it's been
you.
a pleasure.
Thank you guys so much for having me on again. Sweet tea, Saif. You gentlemen are A-okay with me. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. And if they want to find your page again on Facebook or
they
Instagram.
Can find me. Thank you so much. They can find me at Crispy Cards and Collectibles on Facebook, Crispy Cards on Instagram, Crispy Cards on Twitter, and we're going to have all that other cool stuff coming here very shortly.
Yeah, TikTok and Snapchat is way too much for us. We're too old for that.
Well, I'm going to use it just because my business is more visual.
Absolutely. Wow, I've been telling Saif that we should be using visuals for a while now because I know I'm choice cut. I'm something to look at. So, but
Let's go.
in the meantime, if you want to interact with us, you may do so on Twitter at CTS Terry or at CTS Saif, SAIF, or by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast on Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you listen to podcasts. You can even tell Alexa to play the Catch the Sky podcast, and she'll do it.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's futuristic shit.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
We're on it.
We're really in 2021, yo.
Mm-hmm.
This is real shit.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, James.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Thanks, guys.
I'm going to see you guys soon.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Come back anytime.
I'm coming. You know I'm coming. You know I'm coming.
And thank you to all the listeners out there. Until next week, keep trying to catch the sky.
That was